Hello everyone, my name is Molly, and it is a new year. New Year's usually come with new resolutions for the year, and so I am here to tell you about my bookish resolutions for the year. I have 6 books here that I really need to read that I haven't gotten to in the past few years, and most of them are fairly old, and they'll start to wrap up old series that I never finished. And if you guys know me, you know that I have an issue with finishing series, so I have these books here because I want to promise myself that I'm gonna read these books. So that's what I'm here to do. Maybe if I make a video about it, I'll feel like I have to read them. Feel free to yell at me in the comments too to read them. I mean, that will motivate me as well. These books are in no particular order, but I just want to read them all. So let's dive into the first one. So the first book that I have on my New Year's list, I guess we'll call it, is Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. This is the second book in the Darkest Minds trilogy. This series wrapped up a while ago, and I just never read it. I started The Darkest Minds, finished it, loved it, and then never continued on. I tried to. I got 23 pages into this book, and I just put it down. I think it kind of has like second book syndrome for me, you know, that predictable plot line and like the group's not together and it's just like waiting for something to happen, and I just wanted something to happen, so I think I just put it down. I should have just pushed through. I know I need to. So that's why I'm putting it on this list, because I really want to push through this series. Everybody loves it. The Darkest Minds was a great first book, and like, I just need to continue on. The next book on this list is Unravel Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the second book in the Shatter Me trilogy. Well, it used to be a trilogy. Now Tahereh's coming out with another book in the series after a really long time, and so that's just more of a reason to read this series now, because I need to finish it so I can read the next book. I want to be in on the hype, but I can't be because I've only read the first book, yet again. I read Shatter Me a while ago, and I really liked it. I flew through it, it was great, and then I just never picked up the second book. Like, I didn't even start it, I just never picked it up. I don't know, I just didn't. I just moved on, and I never went back, and I'm really sorry. I should. And I will, I promise. Lately I've found myself kind of going to it a little bit, so maybe I'll read this one soon. The next book on this list is The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, another second book in a trilogy. This is part of the Mara Dyer trilogy, obviously, and it is the second book, like I just said. I actually started this when I got 58 pages in, and I stopped, and I never picked it back up. I read the first book, and I flew through it. It's one of those books where, like, you think you're reading super slow and then like it's over, or you're like super far in and you didn't expect to be. So I think that's how I got like 60 pages into this book. I just sat down one day and was like, yeah, and then I never picked it back up. I'm really excited to read this book, but I'm also kind of nervous because I heard the story goes downhill, and I don't want it to go downhill. I really liked the first book, and so like I don't want to leave it feeling bad about it, you know what I'm saying? Another point is that I read Mara Dyer so long ago, I don't remember how the first book ended. I don't remember anything to read this book. Like, I'm hoping that if I start it, it will come back to me, but like there's no guarantees, so I just push it off longer and longer, and like I know it's not helping, but I do it anyway. The next book that is on this list is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. Actually, technically any Morgan Matson book other than Since You've Been Gone. I loved that book so much, and I really want to read her other books, and I just haven't yet. And I've tried to read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour a few times. I just always stop and never continue on, so I want to try with a new book. But I've heard in The Unexpected Everything that all her previous book characters come into play, so I don't want to read that one next and not know who all these other people are. So I'm thinking I'll start with this one. I mean, maybe I will read one of her other ones, but I'm thinking I'll read this one. I've heard this is her saddest one out of them all, so it's probably going to be really good. Like I said, I loved Since You've Been Gone, which is the previous Morgan Matson book that I read, so I'm really excited, and I really need to read more of her books because they make me really happy. The second to last book here on this list is A Darkness Strange and Lovely by Susan Dennard. This is the second book, I know, I'm terrible, in the Something Strange and Deadly trilogy. Susan wrote this a while ago, and I read Something Strange and Deadly last year. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to read, and I started this one, and I got 129 pages in, and I stopped. There's a common theme with second books and me, we just don't seem to get along. I really need to start again. The main character is a lot of fun, and she goes on really great adventures, and the time period is awesome. It reminds me a lot of The Infernal Devices and Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I love both of those books, so I really need to continue on with this series. The final book on this list is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. This is actually fairly recent. I mean, it came out I think in June of last year, something like that. So like not as old as all the other books, but still kind of old. I loved this Savage song. I've heard such good things about this sequel. I really want to read it. I found myself really wanting to read it lately, but I just don't have time. And so I really need to just pick a day and sit down. I started this book, oh my god, I got 100 pages in? What? I don't remember what happened in the first 100 pages. Oh no! I really don't remember reading that much of the book, so that's a really bad sign. Okay, well, I'll probably just start this book over, so let's pretend I didn't read any of it. I'm super excited to read it, and I really just need to push myself to get on it because I have been failing, and I need to succeed. Those are the books that I have on my bookish resolution list. I'm hoping that making this video for you guys will motivate me to read them. Maybe I'll watch this a little bit later on in the year and be like, damn it, I have to read those books. If you guys have any books like this, leave them down in the comments and maybe I can motivate you. Like I said, feel free to yell at me in the comments and motivate me through that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your bookish resolutions of 2018, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!